What is going on YouTube? It is your boy Andrew. We're back again with another video. In today's video, we're going to be checking out the latest collaboration between Action Bronson and New Balance. This time back again in the 990 V6 Untitled colorway. Now this shoe had a lot of hype. A lot of people say this is the shoe of the year so far. Personally, I gotta wait for the other colorway to come in hand to see if these are making my top 10. But I do really like these. I'm excited to talk about these with you guys today. But before we begin, as always, please feel free to hit that like and subscribe, and feel free to follow me on Instagram to see how I style all my sneakers outfits. And with that out of the way, let's get into the video. All right, let's start off with the box. As always, we got Baklava, New Balance box on top. You guys can see it right there. Sizing label reads U99AC6. No colorway on this shoe, but there is the sizing label. Flip this box open, and you do get Action Bronson branded New Balance paper. And that's pretty much it. So pretty standard packaging. Nothing too crazy. A little fun fact about these is that Action Bronson is probably the only New Balance collaborator that doesn't include extra laces in his shoes. He doesn't want people to have extra laces because he wants the shoes to stay original to form as he made them. So you do not get extra laces, unfortunately, which is weird. Once again, only collaborator I know who doesn't include extra laces, but not a big deal because the shoes are fire. And speaking of the shoes, let's get into them. Here they are, the New Balance 990 V6 by Action Bronson in the Untitled colorway. And once again, Action Bronson, I mean, this guy is the Picasso of New Balances. This color scheme is absolutely crazy. I mean, he has the best colorways. And I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Joe Fresh Goods and Action Bronson are making the best New Balances out there. You guys can feel free to argue in the comments, but just my personal opinion. One thing about this colorway that is kind of weird to me is this leather around the midsole. I'm used to all my New Balances coming with suede, so the leather is still throwing me off. When I first saw these, I thought the upper was actually going to be suede on here on this white part, and I was super turned off. I was like, these things are going to get cooked so fast. But it turns out I was wrong. You actually get leather on this white part. And the best thing about that leather is it makes these super easy to clean, because these are definitely going to get dirty when you're wearing them. So if you're worried about that, this white leather getting dirty, it's going to be easy to fix. Leather does have a nice thick cut to it. I'll try to get a close-up shot so you guys can see. But overall, it doesn't feel anything special. Once again, it just feels weird to me having leather on a New Balance 990. I know Action Bronson is not the first person to put leather on a New Balance 990, but this is my first time having it. It just feels weird to me. I don't hate it, but I'm not sure I love it either. Getting back to this colorway is a work of art. If you put all these colors on a sheet of paper and said, go make a shoe, you would be like, where the hell do I even begin? You got red leather, you got navy blue leather, you have hits of pink, hits of burgundy, hits of royal blue on the back. You even have a hit of light red on the back. And then, of course, you had to make the New Balance 990 logo stand out. So let's just hit it with some orange. I mean, once again, Action Bronson, I would just love to step into that guy's mind while he makes up these colorways, because he just makes some of the coolest, most unique colorways out there right now. And this colorway right here is no exception. One thing I do love about this colorway is these laces. It's kind of like bubblegum colored. It's blue and light pink. I just think the laces flow really nicely. And even though this shoe is a bunch of crazy colors, I feel like this is the most wearable Action Bronson New Balance that he's made. I mean, maybe those navy 990 V6s that were like the second ones that ever came out. But this pair right here, I personally think it's super wearable. And I think it is super wearable because this gray mesh on the upper kind of balances everything out. Same thing with the gray end logo. So it just really all flows together. And even though you have all these crazy colors, I think you could definitely make some really cool outfits with these, especially if you wear like navy blue pants or like olive green pants. Definitely do a lot with these. And even this midsole is 3 different shades of color. Just a super unique shoe. And definitely when people see these on feet, they're going to be like, what the hell are those? So we got our outsole right here. Pretty standard. But overall, super good shoe. The only complaint I have about the New Balance 990 V6 by Action Bronson is Action Bronson's shipping process. I know a lot of people were upset about the shipping. There were a lot of complaints online. Personally, my pair shipped April 9th, and it basically sat in New Jersey for 10 days, and then it finally shipped, and it came within like 2 days. So honestly, once they got moving, they came to me pretty quick. but just the fact they sat for like a week in New Jersey was really weird to me. And also, he charged $20 for shipping on these. And if you're going to charge $20, why are you going to use USPS? Please use UPS Ground or FedEx, a much better service. I know a lot of people who have had issues with USPS. Personally, I haven't had too many issues with them. But once again, if you're going to charge us $20, I feel like you should use UPS. That's just my personal opinion. Wrapping up this video, let's talk about sizing. For sizing in my New Balance 990 V6s, I personally go half size down. I go half size down in all my Made in USA New Balance pairs, and these are no exception to that rule. These honestly fit me perfectly. So if you have a standard to normal width foot, I would go half size down, and you should be A-okay. If you have a wider foot, you might want to go to a New Balance store or any sporting goods store and try on a pair. Luckily, the 990 V6 is pretty available. You can pretty much walk into any store and try on a pair. So before you go ahead and step on StockX to purchase these, I would definitely recommend trying on a pair to get your right size before you shell out that resale money. And speaking of resale, these are pretty much going for retail. Retail was $220, but after shipping and taxes, mine came out to be $256, which is pretty damn expensive, not gonna lie. And I believe I checked yesterday, they're going for around like $260 in my size. So pretty much retail. And honestly, that's pretty crazy to me because there was a lot of hype on this shoe. And I know the first colorways were super impossible to get, but it seems like everyone was able to get these. So I think either they're making more pairs of these or maybe the New Balance hype is just dying. I know Jordan Brand's been coming hard this year, and I definitely think that more people are getting swayed towards Nike and Jordan Brand and away from New Balance. Just kind of what I'm seeing on the TL. Guys, let me know your thoughts on that. Is NB losing its luster, or were these just too damn expensive at the retail price? Let me know in the comments below. But yeah, that's going to do it on the New Balance 990 V6 by Action Bronson in the Untitled colorway. Personally, I love these. I think they're super unique. Super fun shoe for summer, and definitely a shoe I'm going to enjoy getting fits off. You can see why these would not be for everyone. Maybe the colors are too loud. I totally get that. But I think this is a really good shoe. And definitely if you want an Action Bronson New Balance, it is a great time for you considering these are going for retail and considering how hard his collabs were to get just a year ago. So definitely, if you're thinking about picking one up, definitely recommend these. Also, the 990 V6 is just a super comfortable model overall. So you cannot go wrong with a 990 V6. And that's going to do it for the video. You guys sound off in the comments. Let me know your guys' thoughts on these, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.